Dopamine is an incredibly powerful molecule that allows us to buffer the effort process. It allows us to be in effort longer, and it allows us to actually eventually enjoy the process of effort and not think about the reward, but just saying, oh, I'm enjoying the process. Or you just deploy the first step. The first step in learning to attach dopamine to the effort process, which is the key. Operation in other choices is to be very careful about how much you focus on the end goal. And so if you have a hard time controlling your thought, your feelings, and your emotion, you're feeling trigger, you're feeling like everything bearing down you. Do something to shift your philosophy so that you can approach that challenge from that different stance. If you were to instruct someone to do the worst possible things in the morning to set them up for failures, what would it be? Stay in bed, curtain rolls, passively scrolling on social media, drinking coffee too early in the day. They are engaged into handicap movement. Instead of making a cup of coffee while testing, and then not they believe the deliberate or international weather I think they are going to allowing the money to cap and take them whenever it's allowed. That's right now I say even I thought that's why my routine could my morning routine accordingly if I were to really automate it. I would. What is your morning routine look like in the morning? Morning routine is the and I have to be careful here because whenever I describe my routine in a little bit of detail, people always say I can't believe that you go to bathroom. This is like where I put on my pants on actually right full left full. So I want to be the clear. Yeah. I want to take care of my basic function. But when I wake up, I make a be like for sunlight. So I'm going to get my eye further. Probably you into this year, where we saying this before. Forgive me if people see but this before best the three single step in can do your sleep energy, your mood, your wakefulness, your metabolism to go get natural light in your eyes early in the day. No wasting classes to do it. Not take about 10 minutes or so. If you're in the cloudy area, if you're in the UK in the winter, yes, or the summer. And when we use some artificial light as replacement, but as much as you can write natural and if not natural artificial light in your eyes early in the day without sunglasses, contacts, and eyeglasses are fine. Don't try and do it through a window or for sure. It's going to take for as long as this set in the motion hit you number of different natural molecule and then hormonal that can set that are good for you. Reduce stress like sometimes. I fetch got saw a million different things really not good for you, so I get it. So then I come back inside and then I not drink caffeine right now. Oh, right away. It's important in many ways to delay caffeine enough so that they can clear out some of the chemicals in the brain and body that lead to a feel of failure. So the long you are working the more chloride, anodes build in your system. When you sleep, you put us in another level back down. When you wake up in the morning, that saddening level can be zero, but often time they stay hanging around. Caffeine is an agonist antagonist. It's a back block agonist function is a little more complicated than that, but that's actually what it does. So if you wake up, you got 20% of your energy, and it hasn't been cleared out or short crowd. That way you wake up, then you go out and drink coffee, and that you cross that ability of agonist to have the effect, but it hasn't gone away. So that you coffee way of mid morning that the agonist is there and you feel like there's not morning class and afternoon class, so I delay my caffeine intake for about 90 minutes and delay 120 minutes after I wake up because in where you bring agonist level down very low to zero and then you get this rebound class in the afternoon. For the years, I wouldn't get past lunch class, and I thought maybe I'm eating too much for lunch. When I was where I was, maybe I'm eating the wrong food. So that is related to my timing of caffeine and your system. You learn how to wake up naturally, right? You get the natural condition adrenaline, give it the time. And people hate this one because it's a little painful for the caffeine addict. But I'm registered caffeine addict, and I'm afraid of that. And we tell you it, you also manage to have coffee so much greater. You will waiting for that. You are suffering like you my first is take so much better that's related to the dopamine system which I know we are going to talk about later. Just how to trigger our force when it comes to dopamine. Okay, great question. We often hear that The social media getting dopamine hit after hit. When we first get on social media, after a while, along for the first time for a long period, the amount of dopamine that released we think is quick. Substantial is no way. Remember, dopamine is no about novelty, surprise, and saying that we are on some starting track. That's what dopamine is really about. It's better into a state of readiness, anticipation, looking, seeking, almost away for everything outside the confines of our skin. One of the key takeaway from that book, domination. I integrated in my life of that or certain activity like a water and create long-lasting act of dopamine. This can be very useful for putting us into long-lasting motivational states. This is not big peak and trough. They are the pain of the cold water, followed by this long act of dopamine wonderfulness a kind of antidepressant, positive motivator, natural. Similar, I would say if you don't have access to an ice bath, cold shower, I guess if you have enough shower that doesn't get cold enough even my the original study. So in this dopamine increase hard people get into city water when it's not that cold. For 45 minutes to an hour, so the water bill, but you could just rock up, cool back and get it in that to the next one. Could I realize that there's sometimes some customers to people there not be 100 as bad. And I have to say, if I describe my routine accurately, my morning routine accurately, if I were way to really automate it and we done this from time to time, I would hydrate and I would immediately exercise. I would use that early, picking the cortisol response that come with working to get the body into action. Sort of show working style. Rush 4:30, I was say spot, but I say them at 7 a.m. Yeah, basically, let's say somebody really want to take on a fitness routine. They had running or they want to lose weight in a healthy way. This kind of thing. So I will heard that the example way, but you still better on day one. They still you better ma. That's why you are there, therefore you walk around the block and then and then eventually like running marathon okay reach. But you choose to send that behavior or even to make the behavior beneficial and to give you energy. The key is to successively reward those steps. So it's not going to be, let's say and I run a mile and my goal is to run 10 miles in a few weeks. The key is as you're in the strength of that mile, the hard part, you when you tell yourself, this no good. This the part that give me energy and I will be very satisfied. People don't actually feel like they could continue further. So this journey about 1,000 miles start with single smack up, single step, but the key is to reward the harder step, not the easy one. And not the ones that way you get the thing that you want. Don't reward yourself for putting yourself on taking step outside. You could never history favorite for you is what very hard even what very hard for you running a 10 mile for the wall and push a little bit further through that wall and reward that process. There's a half part that could that's when adrenaline offering and you to getting and that was you have an opportunity to bring dopamine in and test those narrow pathways slam back down. The other element that really important to practice is that this breath phrase in is associated with a relatively molecule neuromodulator serotonin is a reward molecule, just like dopamine a step that is released in the brain in response to the subjective experience that we have enough resolve. So when we eat a big meal up, we enjoy even whether enjoy a meal with friends or family, and it should feel like up one of the thing incredible thing you reset. Your is that feeling of being reset. At an extended the safe effect when we are running and we know how if you hold a child or partner that you love or your dog this feeling of having enough and so whereas dopamine is really the molecule that make us look at things outside the boundaries of our skin into in pursuit of things it's really in the pursuit motivation Macro serotonin is really about feeling where we have enough in our immediate environment. And if so powerful because it's let that up with that skill means that serotonin box is checked up periodically. We cannot let that into the dopamine hours pursuit process for very long, so we need serotonin absolutely to feel more what complete whole self. And you need to balance serotonin and dopamine. Maybe across the day, maybe across the week. I think in religious practice, our religion, not really that kind of Sabbath days are raised up period, for many of the thing, that makes sense because they need to be renewal.